Hi, my name is Avon Francis. I live in Doha. I would call myself more of a blues and rock guitarist, heavily influenced by Joe Bonamassa and Doug Aldrich of Whitesnakes. And yeah, Whitesnakes is one of my favorite bands. I mostly listen to classic rock, starting from AC/DC, Led Zeppelin to Pink Floyd and Deep Purple. About myself, I come from a family where all my uncles and my cousins were all musicians. I started playing at the age of 15. So basically all my life has been about guitars and anything related to guitars. I love guitars, amps, guitar effects, and obviously the talk box, which I always use in many of my gigs. My first band was called Hybrid. That was in 2001, way back in 2001. I was very young at that time, and we did play a few gigs here and there. And not to forget, we were one of the finalists of TNL on Stage 2002. So that was quite an achievement back then. And soon after Hybrid, I played for a band called Taunt. That was in 2003, I believe. Those were the two bands that I played back home. So like I said, I'm currently living in Doha, so I'm playing for a band called Music Vending Machine. Been in that band for almost 7 years. Still playing for the band. Well, basically we started as an alternative rock band, playing quite a few gigs around the city, and then we got signed up for a pub here for 2 years, and then eventually we had to change our style of music, starting from rock ballads, blues, reggae to pop, dance, the 80s music. So it was quite a challenge for me, as a guitarist, to cover all genres. Yeah, I still enjoy playing for that band. My favorite riff for solo would be a riff that I created myself. This was during the pandemic. We did this quarantine video, so I came up with this riff that I played. So I pretty much like that riff. And apart from that, obviously people will say it's sort of overrated, but I think Smoke on the Water is quite a riff. My weapon of choice is the Gibson guitar that I have been using for over a decade. Have a look at it. This one. Love the tone, love the feel of it. I guess I've literally played like over thousands of gigs with this guitar. It's quite heavy, but it has done the job for me for more than a decade. And I do own another Gibson guitar, which has a P90 pickup. Basically, I'm a fan of Gibson guitars. First and foremost, I must thank Tenny for having me in this project. I'm really, really honored to be a part of this massive project. Being a guitarist, being a Sri Lankan guitarist rather, I think it's a good platform to know about your fellow Sri Lankan musicians, Sri Lankan guitar players. I think it's a great step taken by Tenny, being a metalhead, allowing all the other musicians of different genres and skills, to jam as one unit. Massive respect for that. I hope this is just the beginning, and there'll be a lot more to come. So thank you so much.